the story begins in the year 1865. We see that the American Civil War is in its final stages. Amid this, our gaze falls upon a captain who holds a gold coin in his hand and is loading a box full of gold coins onto his advanced iron ship. Written on it is CSA, meaning the Confederation of South America. Just then, some Northern Army soldiers attack them. But the captain still launches the ship into the water and shuts down its engines so that his ship remains invisible in the darkness. In this way, he escapes the enemy. The story moves to the present day, where we see a w.h.o van with Dr. Sophia sitting inside. These people are heading to Lagos City in Africa, where a disease is spreading rapidly. Upon inspecting a patient, they find that his condition is extremely critical, just like the previous patients. The patient's mother tells them that a few days ago, both he and his father had gone to Mali. After returning from there, their condition deteriorated. Sophia puts that patient into the car and then informs her senior that, including this case, they now have a total of 6 cases. She asks when he will file the report to the w.h.o. The senior replies that with so few cases, the w.h.o won't take it seriously. But since she's insisting, he will send it. Sophia asks him to let her go to Mali so she can find out what's happening there. But the doctor forbids her because the organization wouldn't want any of its doctors killed in the war. The situation in Mali is very bad at this time. A civil war is going on, and therefore no one has permission to go there. Sophia says she needs to take a sample from the patient's father, so she heads to the lighthouse where he used to work. There, Sophia sees that he has already died, and his condition is exactly like his son's. She quietly takes his sample and comes outside. Meanwhile, in the nearby ocean, we see a man boating who is watching Sophia. Suddenly, a masked man attacks Sophia, trying to kill her. But the man from the boat comes and saves her life. However, Sophia's bag falls into that attacker's hands. When Sophia opens her eyes, she is on a ship named Numa, which belongs to explorers. Then we see Duck, the very same man who saved Sophia's life. He pulls a very old statue out of the sea and, seeing Sophia, says, "Oh, you're perfectly fine, but he took your bag." Sophia asks, "How will I get home?" He replies, "Don't worry, you are with good people." The owner of this ship is named Algera. Algera tells Duck that they must place this treasure at a museum party happening that night, so he orders it cleaned quickly. After some time, we see Duck talking to a Nigerian dealer. At the party, the treasure is displayed before everyone. It's actually an African king's coffin worth thousands of millions. A huge discovery for them. Duck has now reached the dealer, and there he shows a coin that says CSA. Upon seeing it, the dealer immediately snatches it from his hands and says, "This has been my dream for years because, to this day, no one knows what happened to that iron ship. Was it looted? Or is it buried somewhere with its treasure worth millions?" At the party, we also see the owner of the mascot company, which sponsored Algera's contract. He has good contacts in Mali. Sophia asks him, "Can you help me? I want to go there." He tells her it's very dangerous, but if she wants to go, he'll try to assist. A while later, Duck arrives there, shows the coin to James, and shares its history. He explains that this coin was found by a person living in Mali, and surely the wreckage of the iron ship must be nearby. James is delighted to see it and tells Algera and Duck to leave for Mali within 3 days. They will go and investigate the case thoroughly. The next day, they reach the port and find Dr. Jack and Sophia already waiting, who say, "We were waiting for you." Sophia explains that James told them to accompany them to Mali. Now all 5 of them set off for Mali by sea. At night, while everyone is eating, Duck tells Sophia about the coin and says it was his childhood dream to find Captain Tom's iron ship. The next day, they all arrive in Mali. Sophia then goes her own way, and the others head to the house of the man who found the coin. But they discover that the man is already dead, which upsets them greatly. Now they have no clue left to reach the iron ship. Then Duck spots a religious place. He goes inside and meets its head. At such religious places, old documents are often preserved. Duck tells him about the ship that once came to this port and asks if he can share anything. The man searches his old papers and finds a note in the corner saying a ship once arrived at the port, but no one on board survived. That day the river was also in flood, so it was carried further toward the town. That's all that was written in the documents. But this information was more than enough for Duck. He immediately goes to meet James and tells him everything, after which they set out toward the town. During this journey, something appears on their sonar. When their companions check, they find some type of mud containing rust. Seeing it, Duck says, "Finding rust in such flowing water is quite a thought-provoking thing." Then Molly's military boats start advancing toward Duck's boat. The soldiers ask where the doctors are that they brought. But Duck plays a trick and throws his boat's rope onto their boat. Duck suddenly increases speed, causing the military boat to capsize. But there are two more military boats that start firing at them. Duck cuts his boat's fuel pipe and jumps into the water, after which an explosion destroys his boat along with the military boats. Reaching the shore, Rudy asks Duck if they are now going to call off the mission to find the iron ship since the boats are gone. Duck replies that for now, they must save the doctors' lives at any cost. He tells Rudy to cross the border into Algeria, while he and James go to find the doctors. Meanwhile, the doctors arrive in a village where there are no signs of anyone. They call out, but silence is everywhere. Then Sophia enters a house and finds some dead bodies whose deaths were caused by the same disease. In the morning, they bury those people. Rudy has meanwhile crossed the Algerian border. Back in the village, Sophia finds a well and decides to go inside. Down below, she starts taking water samples when Jack tells her that some military men have arrived above. He goes to talk to them, but suddenly gunfire erupts. Everyone except Jack is killed. Sophia, still down in the well, becomes very frightened. Just then, a chopper lands carrying the dictator Kazım, the boss, who comes and asks Jack where the lady doctor is. The sound of the chopper alerts Duck and James that those people must be nearby. But Kazım is furious. He shoots Jack and orders his men to find the girl. Kazım leaves, and his men continue their search. Duck arrives at the spot and starts fighting them. Just when Duck's life is about to be taken, Sophia comes from behind and saves him. Duck convinces her that they must leave because this place is not safe at all. The three of them then move into another area to get out of Kazım's territory. However, they don't realize that the danger here is even greater. A short distance away, they encounter some horsemen who capture them and take them to their king, w.h.o. Sophia tells him she is a doctor and has come here to find a cure for the disease. Upon hearing the name of the disease, they take her to a room where there are many dead bodies. When Sophia checks them, she discovers their cause of death is the same disease. The king grants them permission to stay in his town. Afterwards, Sophia tests the local water, and what she finds is shocking. She says the water here has become poisonous, and this wasn't caused naturally. Someone deliberately poisoned it. The king says finding the source is her job. His job is to protect his people, and he leaves. We then see James playing ball with some children. The ball rolls a bit farther, and he goes inside a cave to retrieve it. There, he finds a painting and immediately calls everyone. The painting contains a mention of the iron ship, showing it buried in a dried-up desert. Duck says that 200 years ago, there used to be a river there, but now it has dried up, which is why the ship has come to the surface. They also see a fort in the painting and understand that the water reaching this village could be from that same river. Then the three of them mount horses and set off in that direction. After going some distance, they spot the fort. Climbing up, they see a solar plant in the distance belonging to the mascot Enterprise. Duck notices a train. Very cleverly they sneak inside it, and soon they get inside the plant. There, they discover that the plant is being used to produce radioactive chemicals. Sophia's eyes fall on some containers being taken underground by some people. They follow, and when the basement door opens, they are stunned. There are thousands of tons of radioactive and toxic chemicals stored there for years. Some chemicals are leaking and seeping down into the river, the water of which the entire nation of Mali drinks. On the other side, we see Rudy, who has reached safe place. While bathing, he finds a sample of the same red rust in his clothes. When he tests it and shows the results to Algeria, both are astonished. They take the report to the U.S. Embassy and present it. Meanwhile, The three are about to leave the plant quickly when Mascot's men catch them. Mascot asks Sophia how she found out about the place. Sophia says his solar plant is causing people's deaths. Mascot claims they are using solar energy to turn waste chemicals into fire. Sophia tells him that the underground chemical store is mixing into the water, killing people. Elsewhere, we see Duck and James tied up in a truck, being taken somewhere. But Duck uses his mind and, with the gold coin, opens the back part of the truck, setting both of them free. Mascot meets Kazim and tells him what Sophia said. Kazim responds that if he cares so much about the people, he should shut down the plant, but his payments must continue. Meanwhile, Duck and James are still wandering in the desert. The back part of the truck is still attached to their hands, but luck is on their side. They find a crashed plane in the middle of the desert with its tires still intact. Using them, they build a windsail guard, a desert sailboat, and speed toward the village. Reaching there, they call Algera. Duck then uses the gold coin to get a jeep and goes to King Godigo to ask for help. But the king has no modern weapons, so he gives them the car he had bought from Kazim. Duck and James drive to the plant, brandishing guns and storming inside. Mascot realizes someone has entered and rushes toward his helicopter. Duck sees that the whole plant has been evacuated. James says Mascot wants to blow up the plant with a bomb and goes downstairs to find it. Up top, Mascot kidnaps Sophia and puts her in a chopper. Duck catches up with them there. Sophia jumps out of the helicopter in time, and together they eliminate Mascot's guards. Down below, James finds the bomb inside a container and defuses it. After this, they take the car and are leaving when Kazim starts shooting at them from his helicopter. Duck tells James to start throwing the bomb he defused outside. He does so, causing explosions. The blasts shift the desert sand, revealing the historic iron ship that had been buried for years, with its treasure inside. Everyone takes cover inside the ship to save their lives. Kazim knows they are inside, so he opens fire on it with his helicopter and tanks. The shocks from the attack open some boxes in the ship, and gold coins begin to spill out. Just then, they spot a very old cannon inside the ship and manage to get it working. As soon as Kazim's helicopter comes into view, they fire the cannon, destroying the helicopter in midair. Kazim is killed. With his death, his entire army surrenders. When they come outside, they see King Godigo's men standing there, having surrounded the enemy army from all sides. Meanwhile, in America, a former CIA agent slips poison into Mascot's drink, causing him a horrible death. The same kind of death he gave to innocent people through the chemicals. Then we see Duck and Sophia now together. Duck leaves the entire treasure for King Godigo and the local people, because they had suffered the most during this disease, and the treasure rightfully belonged to them the most. With this, the story ends here.